This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at Matchroom HQ.
Bit late, sorry.
What are you late for? Oh, you've been over with Rybinski.
Yeah, I was supposed to meet you at 4:30 and I'm an hour late. I apologise.
Oh, wait.
You did wait. I did give you the option, but
Yeah. What was your option?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, or don't come.
Yeah. Or just leave it.
So you're back from the big apple?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, most of the news last week was taken up by
you not being there?
Yeah. We're not really going into that.
No, can't talk about that.
Not really, no.
Okay.
I'm still trying to work out what happened.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you did a bit with Declan about the deal. I know you spoke to Def about it, but yeah, this was the big announcement: $1 billion deal with the Zone Perform Group. Yeah, it's the dust settled now. So
yeah, it's been. I mean, you know how big my mouth is. It's been so difficult for me not to say anything, and all the interviews I was giving with you, it was just like, just wait for an announcement. The main reason behind the announcement coming when it did was because I'm talking to so many fighters. I had to get it out there. You know, I've got people signing NDAs, I can't say anything, and I said to Perform, look, I know you're not launching DAZN till the end of June, but I have to have this event, I have to tell the world, because otherwise I'm just going to do it anyway. And it's been brilliant since we've announced it, because the feedback's been incredible from the industry, from fans, and most of all from fighters. Fighters wanting to be a part of what we're doing. And we've had that many people also applying for jobs to work with Matchroom who from the industry. It's felt good. You know, it's a different market here. So it feels like it did when I came into the UK. Just that we'd freshened things up and people were excited by, I guess, the new kids on the block and something a bit different coming into the industry.
I mean, someone like you with access to more money can only mean you're going to be a bigger prick. No, but imagine all the money and the whatever you've got now. But talk about $1 billion.
I mean, look, the money is there to spend on fighters and shows and developing the quality of the content on DAZN. So it's not like I'd love the $1 billion to be for me, but it's not. So. Obviously,
no, but it's in the sport. It's into boxing.
It's brilliant for boxing. And actually, you listen to people who aren't so bitter. Maybe Bob Arum in his interview at the weekend, who said this is brilliant for the sport of boxing. How can it not be? You know, it's just like the PBC. Amazing for the fighters. It's a pain in the arse for the promoters because what it does is it drives the purses up. But that's how it is. And we had the same problem when PBC came in. PBC were making approaches to our fighters and other fighters, offering them deals which was much more money than we were paying them. And then we had to increase our offers. So it's just brilliant news for fighters, great news for the industry, American boxing, that you've got, like you said, a prick or whatever I am, in the game, pushing, trying to improve, trying to push the boundaries of the sport of boxing. So I can't see it being anything but great news for the sport. And it is the biggest deal in the history of the sport. Unrivaled. And now we sit there with a budget bigger than HBO and bigger than Showtime. I keep saying put together, I'm pretty sure that's the case. So yeah, we're in a great position, but I think coming back from New York on Thursday is a massive occasion for our family. You know, I mean, this business is built from a bloke from a council house in Dagenham and his chubby silver spoon son. Now, we're not a business of board directors and, you know, this is Barry Hearn and, as of late, Eddie Hearn. And we're very proud of what we've done. So last week was an incredibly proud moment for us as a business because the business is our family. Everything that we do as a family revolves around Matchroom, really. Some may think that's sad, but when I sit there on a Sunday around my mum's, when we have Sunday lunch, without fail, if we're in the country, you've got me sitting here, my old man sitting there, and the rest of our family there, my mum, my missus, kids, and all we're doing is talking business. And then every 10 or 15 seconds, my mum will say, "Will you two stop?" But that is our life. So this was an incredibly proud moment for us, something we've worked very hard on, the culmination of years of hard work, but having enjoyed the moment in New York, having come back, having slung a few high fives around the office, now the real work starts. And this is not something, you know, you can't underestimate the amount of work and the pieces of my soul that will have to be put into this project, because this is not something that you just say, yeah, we've done a deal, 16 shows in the US, 20 in the UK, that's 36 shows a year. Great, we've had it off, what a touch. No, this is an unbelievable amount of hard work and dedication of time, of energy, of mind, of periods away from the family, of traveling. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do, but this is a serious, serious project, and I'm going to put absolutely everything I've got into this, because we've got a great chance here. We've got a chance to take our boxing business completely global and dominate the American market, and that's not been done before. That's never been done. So this is about the UK. We've taken it to levels beyond anyone anticipated, and now I'm attempting to do it in America. It's never been done before, but I think we've got a great chance. I believe in DAZN, I believe in Perform, I believe in the owners of Access Industries who have the resources, the mindset, the skill, the team to make this work along with us. And it's a huge job, but it's a brilliant opportunity.
When did the initial conversation with Perform take place? I'm assuming obviously this wasn't done overnight, this is over a period of time. So when did the initial conversation happen with
I suppose it
Perform?
was probably not far off a year ago. I mean, we've been working with Perform for a long time, you know, way before they floated, you know, streaming our darts around the world, etc., etc. The launch of the DAZN platform, we've seen the platform in Japan just hit astronomical numbers in short time. The content that they've been acquiring, particularly in Japan, has been incredible. Then they moved to Germany, then they moved to Canada, and they've been acquiring all our rights in those territories. So we've had a very solid relationship with them. We've been noticing their growth, we've been noticing their ability to spend and the rights that they've been acquiring. And when they came to us and said, we're going to be launching in the US and we want to acquire all the major rights, you know, NFL, NBA, or be in the market for those. At the moment, they're not available, but when they expire and when those deals run out, we're going to be in the market for them. But we identify boxing as a great place to start and a sport that we can go in and dominate. And we want you to spearhead that. And I was like, you know what I mean? It was like, right. And then they said, but we don't want to go in and just play at it. We want you to dominate the sport. I said, well, look, to do that, you know, this is a new platform. You're going to have to spend a lot of money. We know. And this is the kind of money we're prepared to commit. And then I was like, and they realised that to outperform Showtime and HBO and...
I see what you did there.
What? Oh, outperform. You like it. Then the only way to do it is through the spend. So it's down to me to try and make it work. So yeah, like probably over the last 10 months, it was difficult because obviously I signed Danny Jacobs. I started working with HBO, and this was just prior, I guess, to the Perform conversations. And I sat down with HBO and I sort of said, look, you're not going to give me the exclusive deal, are you, on HBO, and give me 16 shows a year? And they're like, well, that's impossible. And Showtime weren't, and ESPN weren't. And even if they did, they weren't going to spend anywhere near the amount of money that DAZN was going to spend with me on rights fees. So this is just, it's a dream deal. And it's like, you have to understand what we're building here. We're building this from afresh. So the producers, who are just incredibly intelligent people and artistic people, we're building it with them. So we're building the platform for the fans by the fans. So all the things that you want in a show, we're trying to deliver. And we're doing it from a blank canvas. We're not obstructed by a linear schedule. We haven't got to come on air at 10 o'clock because there's a film at 8 o'clock. We haven't got to come off air at 12 because there's some news or something like that. We go on air when we want to go on air. We'll be setting this schedule. We'll be showing every fight during the night, not one fight or two fights. We can come on air at 6, show the entire card till midnight. We could have a build-up show from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. Maybe even me and you, sitting in the arena, just talking about the night. The interaction from fans is going to be brilliant on this channel. We're building a commentary team, a presentation team. Who would it be? What's that for? He winked, by the way. Right, it ain't going to be you. But who's he going to be? Who do you want to see on the presentation team?
You're talking to IFL, so obviously they fucking want me, didn't they?
No, because I'm talking to the fans.
The fans, for the fans.
You
can swindle me in some way, surely.
Probably. I'm thinking about producing a universal show with you and me that will be on DAZN, but also can be on either Sky On Demand or across our social platforms, where it's a weekly or bi-weekly catch-up of all our stuff around the world.
I'm on board.
Well, I know that.
I've just got a few questions. I'll email them to you later.
Yeah, okay.
This is going to sound like a really thick question. So
with a F or with a TH?
Just bear with me on this.
Okay.
DAZN.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a channel?
This is an OTT platform. So, like Netflix, like Amazon,
right?
It's available exactly the same way. So you can watch it on your TV.
On your TV.
You can watch it on your phone, on your tablet. I saw someone tweet me the other day, congratulations on your website deal. It's not a website. This is the future of broadcasting. Many believe that the OTT platforms will replace your traditional HBO subscription, cable subscription, and in the end you will have Netflix, ESPN Plus, DAZN for potentially half the price of your cable subscription.
How much is it, by the way?
That will be announced at the end of June. There's all kinds of rumours.
Not that it applies to
us
here.
There's some rumours. I think it's going to be a bit cheaper than what the rumours are suggesting. But again, it's not really my... That's for them to announce end of June. Last Thursday was me saying, I've got to tell people what's happening. And it was a great day.
So, for British fans,
Touch.
win. Yeah.
Massive touch.
16 extra dates.
Massive touch.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting there on your Sky subscription. Already, you have unrivaled boxing coverage. Already, you have the greatest promotional company in the world producing your shows. All the major nights, the major names. Now you're getting 16 live events coming in from America. And not coming in at 10, 11 p.m. Coming in at 6 p.m, running all the way through. So these shows are going to come on air 11 p.m, midnight, and run through. Our British fighters, what a touch you've had. Youngsters particularly, the opportunity to go on any one of these 16 shows, learn the game, fight in America, get the exposure over there, get the experience over there. Potentially our bigger names, where we don't have the numbers available to put them in the fights here. Do them in America, or bring the American here. We've got extra revenue coming. Don't forget, the 16 shows are also live on DAZN. So we have the rights fees from DAZN coming into the UK shows and being able to improve our UK shows as well. This is a global deal that benefits many people. But for the Sky Sports subscriber, massive touch. Massive touch. Because these shows are going to be really special. 16 shows, 12 of those are going to be bumpers. 4 of them are going to be orgasmic. They're not really the words that was used in the presentation, but that is the aim.
Is it fair for people to say, how many shows did you do last year?
20.
20?
Yeah, say 20, 22, I don't know.
Okay, so from September till September, 16, 32 shows. Is it fair to say that, or I have seen people saying that the UK shows may get neglected, the ones that are not pay-per-view may get neglected here. What did you say to that?
All I can say to that is that my job is to produce the best content for my partners and my broadcasters. So my heart and soul is Sky Sports and Matchroom Boxing UK. This incredible opportunity, which my heart is now invested in as well, in America, is to make this new platform work with the best content in America. DAZN are also taking our UK content, of which I am under pressure. So I've got all this pressure from Sky. Sky said exactly the same thing. We're happy to commit to these 16 shows, but we still want the quality over here, 100%. DAZN are saying, we're happy to invest in these UK shows, but they've got to be quality as well if we're going to spend this money. No problem. So all I can tell you is I'm under pressure, massive pressure from everybody to perform. This is not a deal, you know, do you think these people are spending $1 billion and just going, yeah, Ed, see what you can do, mate? You know what I mean? Hopefully they're all right. They want unrivaled content. They want the best fighters. So I'm under pressure from Barney Francis. I'm on notice from them to deliver. I'm on notice from Perform. And my job now is to produce the best content in world boxing for my principal host broadcasters, which is predominantly Sky and DAZN.
Does Sky have any input on the production side of DAZN?
No.
Nothing whatsoever?
And vice versa.
Okay. Okay.
And there'll be another announcement in the next couple of weeks about some more brilliant content, boxing content on DAZN.
Which we can't watch?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I presumed you were a global channel.
We are a global channel.
So when you say we can't watch, are you talking
We're
to your
a
audience?
predominantly UK audience.
So,
yeah.
okay, so you should really say of which our UK viewers can't watch.
You're just saying it. Is it going to be one show a month?
The general, I mean, we're going to be, I would say there's going to be somewhere around 50 boxing nights a year on DAZN. 16 US, 16 UK, it's an additional deal. And there'll be loads more boxing content acquired, I believe, over time. So you're probably looking at least 3 fight nights a month.
Will any of the American English stuff clash? Be on the same night?
No, not our shows.
So you wouldn't do a double header?
No, because I want to be at both shows.
Are you going to be at both shows?
I'm going to be at every show. I mean, it's not going to go down very well indoors.
How are you going to do that?
Because this is my life.
You're going to have to literally spend half your time over there.
This is boxing. This is my heart and soul. It's like, yeah. I mean, I've already been asked, how are you going to go to 36 shows, more than that actually, with a pay-per-view, 40 shows a year? Sorry, 32, 36, 30, yeah. I'm going to do it.
Did DAZN get the pay-per-views?
They have a first and last on the pay-per-views. The reason that we can't already commit to a pay-per-view is, say we do Khan Crawford, and Crawford, part of his deal is that he gets American TV with ESPN. You know? But basically, they will get our pay-per-view.
Could the pay-per-view element on DAZN change? You said no for the...
No, their plan... I think a lot of this subscription process is built out of the pricing point for US pay-per-views. So you've got pay-per-views in America, $99, right? Some are $70, but most are $99, the bigger ones. 70 quid. I mean, can you imagine if I did £70 pay-per-views? So what they're saying is, we're going to be giving you 12 huge nights and 4 pay-per-view nights without having to pay $100 every time there's a pay-per-view. And those 4 shows, the monsters, will be the equivalent or beyond the equivalent of HBO and Showtime pay-per-views.
Do you know you did this speech the other day saying, you know, one of your Winston Churchill-esque, you know...
Winston Churchill-esque or Churchillian?
No, but you haven't got any, like, you haven't got a stable yet, have you?
No.
So September's not that far away.
Mm-hmm. I already know pretty much the fights that are going on in September.
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm not a complete cowboy.
No.
No. I haven't just been like winging it and then go, shit. I've been working on this for a long time. So our plan is to go September, October, November, December in the US. and I know pretty much my cards for September, October.
Okay. So, when you talk about 12 regular shows,
12 monsters
all right.
for orgasmic proportions.
So, give me an example of who could be on the orgasm one.
I don't know. I mean, you look at previous pay-per-view shows, yeah? So, like Ward Kovalev, for example. Absolute easy for us to put a fight on like that. And, by the way, a monster of an undercard. Golovkin, Jacobs.
Will we see one of them this year?
Yes, November is the monster. The first monster will come in November.
Talk to me about the territories where the fights could take place. Obviously,
anywhere. I mean, I really like the idea of going to new cities. Okay? But I also understand from a corporate perspective for Perform and DAZN, obviously New York, LA, Vegas are important. But when you look at the demographics of the viewing figures, say on ESPN or HBO, look at the territories that are coming in, week out, in terms of, you know, key areas of viewership. New Orleans. What about Minneapolis? What about Chicago? What about Miami? You know, if you're just going to the same market every single time, New York, LA, another fight. When you bring an event to, let's have an example of Hull or Belfast or Leeds for the first time, it felt special. It was like a celebration of, wow, the cameras have come to our town, our city for some boxing. So I appreciate we're going to have to go to the traditional venues, but I want to try and be creative. I want to try and take events to cities where people say, wow, the boxing's coming here. Where actually people can come out and enjoy themselves and have a party-like atmosphere that the boxing is in this city tonight. So that's part of the plan. I mean, there's a massive fight for ticket space and ticket numbers in America. Now look at New York. I mean, we went a week after Broner, then you had Lomachenko. You know, if you're in LA, there's events every week. And the UK is even worse. And it's really hard to sell tickets now. You know, you've got our show just done, Hey Bellew. You've got Warrington Selby this weekend. Tyson Fury's fighting soon. And it's really difficult. So every fight's got to be competitive. And going to new areas, like another example, we go to Newcastle in June. We've already done over 5,000 tickets. We've got a month to go. We could sell 7,000 or 8,000 in Newcastle for Josh Kelly and Lewis Ritson. I mean, it's a brilliant card, but it's not as if it's Amir Khan or Anthony Joshua. So things are really cooking on, but it's extremely competitive in the marketplace right now. It's going to get really tough. So we have to maintain the quality. We have to maintain the brand of Matchroom so that when we come to town, you know that you're not going to go to that other show because there's a Matchroom show in town and you're going to go there because you're going to get value for money and more importantly, you're going to have a fucking great time.
Anything else to add on DAZN, Perform, $1 billion?
No, just blessed, thankful, won't let anyone down, give it 110%, put my absolute heart and soul into it. I'm excited.
What do you get out of it?
From a money perspective, or I get a business that has 16 shows with a budget of $1 billion over.
So what do you keep?
Depends how the shows do, really. I mean, we've got the gate, we've got the international TV, we've got sponsorship. I'll be honest with you, none of your fucking business.
You just tell me what I need to know.
No, but we're going to be very aggressive with what we're spending for the fighters. The fighters win. Don't get me wrong. I'm not doing it for nothing. But we have to invest in this. It's not, just a case of, just spend like a third. I mean, it's not of interest. Every show, got to be pushing the boundaries. We've got to be, and the success will come mainly. I'll be honest with you, if we don't sell at the box office in the UK on a Saturday night fight night, we don't make a penny. So everything is gate driven. And perhaps that'll be the model in the US. We shall see.
Any concerns for any of your fighters with this deal?
concerns.
Yeah.
No, if you're a fighter, it's just amazing news because, as I said, investment into the UK shows and also the ability to box in America. The young kids, the Olympians, I mean, unbelievable. That'll start from September 22nd, there'll be at least one of our Olympians on there, maybe two. October the same, November the same. And then again, like fights that we necessarily, say that we couldn't afford to bring a fight here. We can make that fight in our US show with our British fighter. Does that make sense?
Interesting times.
Very interesting times.
Yeah, but have a word with old design. See if you can.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking our one could be like more of a show that we produce and we internationally syndicate.
But filmed in.
I'll explain what that means later.
Filmed in America, though, obviously.
Filmed here. Filmed in Basildon.
By the sign. Has Joshua signed his contract yet?
With
Yeah.
be an announcement shortly.
So he has signed it.
I didn't say that.
When's the announcement?
No. The main thing is to get the fight sorted. The next fight.
Is it dependent on the fight?
No.
Is he like, deliver me the Wilder fight or I'm not signing?
No. But that is very important, what we're going to do next. And that's, for me. The other one, if you do a good job for someone, you don't really... Obviously, it's an important part of our business, but you're in a comfortable position, mentally. So, and I know that's taken care of. So the focus is the fight, the next fight, and what are we going to do? Which now you're going to ask me what we're going to do.
Yeah. What's going on? Did you meet anyone in New York?
No. But the communication channels are open and they're two-way. So I went back to Al Heyman and asked them 6 or 7 questions, of which they gave us the answers. Some were good answers, some were not so good answers. None were horrific answers. So now it's a case of looking at all those answers, going back on the ones that we need to know more about. It's really a case of, does Anthony want to take this fight in Las Vegas?
That's what it's always been about, though, isn't it?
It has, but there's a general feeling in the team that he has done the business over here. We have all worked very hard to create something in England that has never been seen before. So the biggest fight out there in world boxing, we'd quite like, and he would like, to deliver that to the UK fans. There's also the element of, he is the A-side in the fight. So I think this is probably coming from me and Rob more than AJ, is this fight should take place here. In our lines then. No problem with maybe fight 2 being in America, but this is where it should go down. Now, there is more money for him, based on the offer, to do this fight in the US. So that has to be considered. Will Wilder even come to the UK? Can we put a deal together that will make him come? I don't know. But the main thing to decide, and probably this week, or next week or so, is, are we prepared to go to America for this fight? If the answer is yes, then we have to go back on the points, go through them and get this over the line. If the answer is no, we've decided we want this fight in the UK, then we have to put another offer together and try and make the fight happen here.
Have you seen the proof of funds?
No, I have not requested. A lot of that was, I mean, when we talk about proof of funds, it's not that I don't believe they can get Showtime to email us and say, we'll guarantee it. It's that I got an email from Deontay Wilder. Not from Al Heyman, not from Shelley Finkel, from Deontay Wilder, fighter. That is almost like you emailing me, telling me that you've got this deal that, honestly, Gov, it's sweet as a nut, like it's 100% kosher. So it was never I'm not questioning Al Heyman's ability or integrity. It's just that it was all a bit weird. So I can't take an offer seriously coming from a fighter. Of course he hasn't got 50 million. So if we go through with the deal, that money will need to be not just proven, but secured as well prior to the fight, because you don't gamble with that kind of money. I don't go into fights hoping that, oh, blimey. You think I'm going to let him go into a fight where I'm thinking, blimey, let's hope we get the dough at the end of it, eh? We're not in that position. And we're also not in a position just to say, yeah, just let us know where it is, mate. We'll turn up, sweet, 50 mil. Oh, what a touch. No. We go into this fight, mate, all bases are covered. My job to protect Anthony Joshua from the things that I can't protect him from inside the ring, because that's all down to him. To make sure everything's fair, to make sure that there are no questions asked, to make sure the preparation's fine, that his time isn't abused leading up to the fight, that he hasn't got obligations that he can't commit to, that there aren't rights that are infringed internationally across TV platforms. All these things have to be taken care of. I will not let that affect him. If we take this fight and everyone's on the same page, this is it. This is the ultimate roll of the dice. And Deontay Wilder's not gambling. What's Deontay Wilder got to lose? Absolutely nothing. What's Anthony Joshua got to lose? Everything. But you know why? He loves it. Because he's a competitor. And he wants this fight. And me, I'm also a competitor. But I can't fight for him. And once he tells me, yes, I want that fight and I will take that fight in the US, we will go and we will do the deal and we will make sure that everything is perfect for him. And if he tells me, get me that fight, but I want to give it to the UK, then I have to try and deliver that fight.
Is that what he's deciding at the moment?
We're going through a lot of things. I mean, obviously, I was with Rybinski today. Povetkin's the mandatory. You know, they want the Wilder-Joshua fight in November, December. Do we go in August and fight again? Or twice this year? You know, many things. So, there's lots to consider, but obviously their offer is based on a US fight. And they've provided answers to the questions that I've asked. I have to go back on many of those points to, make sure that we're protected in certain ways. But once we know that that's what we want to do, then I will proceed and do that and try and close the deal.
So your time frame, you said?
I think probably by the end of next week.
What, you'll know whether that fight's happening or not?
I think we have to, I think internally we have to make a decision on what we want to do. And in terms of the Wilder fight, I think in AJ's mind, there's one fight, and it's Deontay Wilder. So the only way it's someone else is if we can't get what we want. If that makes sense. So if it's, okay, I'm willing to go to America, we have to put everything in place to make sure everything's right. And if that's acceptable to their team, the fight's on. Are
you working currently on another offer?
No. I have offers in my mind for Deontay Wilder, for a UK fight. UK fight, perhaps in September, and then a Vegas or New York fight in spring. That way or the other way. But there is...
Flat fee or split?
It's not even worth talking about. I don't want to start... Things are good at the moment. I'm asking questions, I'm getting replies, and for your benefit, just let us do our thing. And while it's out there and people are giving emails to the media, it's not going to happen. So at the moment, we're all working at the right pace.
So what's the crack with Wilder and Brazil then?
I think that's the fight if the Joshua fight don't happen.
Right.
That fight's agreed, in my opinion. But obviously, if he fights Joshua, if he gets that fight, then it won't be agreed.
Okay. Did you watch Lomachenko?
I didn't. I was asleep, but when I woke up, I saw most of the highlights on social media. I hear a brilliant fight. I have to say, credit to Linares, because I didn't see him winning many rounds, like before the fight. But obviously, I think the judges had it all square. I think 2 up and draw. So brilliant for Linares. And when you're in fights like that and you perform like that, a loss is absolutely irrelevant to your career. His stock has risen even in defeat. And Lomachenko is what we knew Lomachenko was. Brilliant.
Did you watch Hughie Fury and Sam Sexton?
I saw some of it, yeah, actually. I thought Hughie Fury boxed well. I mean, look, no disrespect to Sam Sexton, but he did brilliantly to win a British title, but we all know Hughie is British level and probably European level. That's what we know. Is he world level? Maybe. Now, I disagree with what some of the commentators were saying, in that I think Hughie Fury against Joe Joyce for the British and Commonwealth title is a brilliant fight. I think Hughie Fury against Daniel Dubois is a brilliant fight. Hughie Fury against Derek Chisora, yeah. I mean, you can't talk about Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's in another level at the moment to these guys. But I do think, you know, I think Hughie's a good fighter. I don't know how he's going to get on against a big, horrible bull, but he has ability, and I think he's young.
He's on another level, but Hughie Fury's already fought for a world title in a close fight. So why another level?
I see Dillian Whyte on another level to Hughie Fury at the moment.
What are you basing it on?
I think that he's a rounded, world-class fighter, and I don't think Hughie Fury is. I think Hughie Fury is a very good young fighter who has a lot of potential, but I do believe you get manhandled by Dillian Whyte. But I look at the scene at the moment, and it's brilliant. What a time for heavyweight boxing. Look at, I put like 2 categories. Oh.
I'd love you to please answer it, please.
Oh, it's gone. Oh, no. So I think that you've got Hughie Fury, Joyce, Dubois, Chisora, Price, Rhino, you know, and then you've got Dillian Whyte. I even put Dillian Whyte in the Anthony Joshua club, you know. But what a time. But I would like to actually see him. I'm not saying he has to try and win the Lonsdale belt outright, but I wouldn't turn your back on Joyce and those kinds of fights, because...
Yeah, but what benefit is of like...
Great fights.
They're great fights, but if they're looking at higher than obviously British, which is what their team said...
Yeah, but I think Hughie has to fight the fights that, you know, Mick's in a situation where he's got to deliver for Channel 5, and they haven't got the rights fee budget, and they're not selling enough tickets to bring in a huge name. So like a Joyce fight, I mean, that could sell big numbers. Do great numbers on Channel 5. So I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was a real sharp performance. And I think Hughie's got a good future in the heavyweight division. And I think Peter's a good trainer. Obviously, they work well together, father and son. So, yeah.
What's the crack with Dylan then? What obviously you spoke
So we've got purse bids on Thursday. The problem we have is, because of Pulev's number 2 position in the IBF, it's a 75-25 split in the purse bid, which is outrageous. And we've appealed it, and it's been rejected. So I guess we'll go into the purse bid and see what happens. But we shall see.
So the other option is Luis Ortiz.
Look at WBC. You know, if Wilder fights Joshua, does Dylan fight Brazil instead in a final eliminator? Anything can happen. One thing I will tell you is, it's now 6:20. I will go home for my dinner, and I will put my kids to sleep, and I'll be on the phone from 9 p.m. till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Will it definitely be one of Ortiz or Pulev?
Brazil, anything can happen. Joshua.
But what are you trying to do? Are you trying to... What?
Joshua.
What are you throwing that one in there for? That ain't going to happen this year.
Wilder. Why not? If we can't get Wilder, do we fight Dylan?
Unlikely though, isn't it?
Anything's possible. You wouldn't mind that, would you?
No, well, you know me, I'm easy. What did Lou want, do you think?
I've been speaking to everyone since the announcement, including Luke. There's loads of stuff me and Luke can do together on DAZN.
It's good to see you two getting on.
Mate, I'll work with anyone. I told you. This is just... It's just a game.
It's just a hustle.
It's just a hustle. It's not personal.
Right.
Keep going.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Go on.
Quick roundup of what's coming up.
Oh, mate.
What?
I'm not being funny. If you are one of the 1,500 that are lucky enough to join us at York Hall on June the 6th, what are we even doing in York Hall in June the 6th? I mean, you might as well fucking call me Santa, right? Because we are delivering an early Christmas present at the York Hall on June the 6th. Lawrence Okoli against Luke Watkins for the Commonwealth Cruiserweight title in the York Hall on a Wednesday night. Toodle on down there from work and then go for a short beef bagel after. Fucking, is there a better way to spend your Wednesday? But don't just say, oh, he's going to stick that one on and then he's going to put a load of shit on. No. Not in here, son. Not on my watch. You want a little bit of Ted Cheeseman against Upton? 2 undefeateds clashing at a £154 division. You want Reece Bellotti against Manchester's Ryan Doyle? Oh, and you want the Kazakh gold medalist Danny Aryalusinov? A little bit of sprinkle of Felix Cash as well. You're in. Unbelievable night, York Hall, Next Gen, Sky Sport. And then June 16, we're going to pack out the Metro Arena in Newcastle. Josh Kelly fighting for his first major title against Commonwealth champion Chris George. Lewis Ritson trying to win the Lonsdale belt outright against Belfast undefeated Paul Hyland Jr. Babyface Nelson against Charlie Edwards for the WBA Intercontinental Super Flyweight title. And then you want the rivalry, but this time with the brother. Gavin McDonnell against Stuart Hall, Last Chance Saloon. What about a little bit cruiserweight tear up? Arthur the Major Iqbal against Simon Vallily. Do me a cheesy quaver. So that's June. And then we will be announcing a big show for July as well, in due course.
One more thing.
Go.
Tony Bellew.
Yeah.
What's
happening? Mate.
What's
I haven't really sat down. What's happening? We're just absolutely still celebrating the beauty of life. That's what we're doing. And the bomber, Goodison Park, get the win. BJ Flores, back-to-back wins over David Hay. Fucking have some of that. That's what we're doing.
Right.
And we're doing nothing at all.
Andre Ward.
Yep.
There's legs in that, genuine?
There's legs in that.
Have you spoken to anyone?
I have.
Really?
Yep.
What sort of feelers are you getting?
Good feelers. We'll see. I just said to Tony, relax. He's going to get married. Enjoy yourself. He's had a rough time. Mate, just live the most beautiful life you can live. Your beautiful family. Smile. Be happy. It's what life's all about. And just chill. And then we'll see.
Is Bellew and Whyte an option?
Not really been discussed. Good fight.
But Bellew will fight once this year.
Maybe not. Maybe never fight again.
Well, we know he's going to fight again.
I don't know. I don't. No.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't.
Of course you do.
No, and I mean that. I think he will. But absolutely no certainty at all to fight again. I've got to go because...
What about Adonis Stevenson?
It's a great fight at Cruiserweight.
He's got fighting Paddy Jack this weekend.
He's got to beat Bellew Jack first, live on Sky. Cheeky.
Is that an option? Or
maybe. Anything's an option. Bellew will fight anyone. But it's got to be millions of pounds for Tony.
Alright, where are you going now?
I'm going home, I'm going to have my dinner, I'm going to put my kids to bed, and then I'm going to do some work.
What else are you up to this week?
Floating around, a lot of meetings, a few flights around, interesting stuff. You've got to get with us. You've got to get with us. You will regret it. You will regret it.